It is Monday. It is 1 o'clock. It is time for the Monday message. So excited to be chatting with everybody. So excited to be back in the studio. So excited about what's already happening in 2025. That's why I want to make the theme of the message today, how to get the most out of 2025. Because here's the thing. We have the whole year ahead of us. But let me tell you something. It's going to be over before it's going to be over before you can imagine. Because that's how 2024 went. So I want us to get the most out of 2025. We are coming in with crazy momentum in 2025. You guys did not let any rust set in during a holiday break. We just got after it, coming right out. We have some amazing numbers to share. I've got some good stuff that I know will help you. And my goodness, we got NatCon right around the corner, right around the corner, right around the corner. We got NatCon less than 2 weeks away. We got NatCon. It's going to be, I'm so excited. Been working on a lot of the content and helping people get their talks together. It's going to be absolutely amazing content. But let's get going with our leaderboards from last week. All producers over 1,000. We'll start with Mallory. Then we got Miriam, Jude, Peggy, Julian, Jonathan, Brianna, David Fleming, Robert. We got Matthew. We got Dan, Devon, and Nikki Fitz down there in Atlanta. We've got Eli, Michael. We got Melvin, Capina, Juan. Got David O'Brien popping in a couple apps before he headed out. We got Kevon, we got Ian, Mike Guerra. We got David Helgeson there, Guadalupe, Nisha, Summer, Mercedes Pena got her first IUL of the year. She said this is going to be a crazy year for her. I believe it with every fiber of my being. I slid an app in there while I was on the road somehow last week. Aaron Wilson. We got Polo Soto Jr. We got Haley, Rogers, and Kim. We got Amanda, Monica, and Marissa. Let's look at our top 5 submits from last week. Number 5, last week, Janet Brush, $6,841.32. Number 4, Andre Lee, $11,814.24. Number 3, look at that app count. Holy cow, 22 applications for $13,203.40 in premium. Way to go, Jeremico. Mark Hutchison coming out strong, $13,795.64. And number 1 for the week that was last week, Mimi Romero, $14,949.83. Way to go, Mimi. Top 5 paychecks. Got some awesome paychecks to start the year. Got David Helgeson coming in with $9,967.38 deposited. We got Edward getting $11,550.55 deposited. We got Nick Greco getting $12,372.58 deposited. Mark Hutchison, $18,773.42 last week. And number 1 paycheck for last week in just 3 days alone last week, Seth and Adina Decker got $41,101.50 deposited in their account last week. And you say, well, how does that happen? They pile in the Medicare and it pays off big, I'm telling you. All right, recruiting last week. We got Daniel and Rogers and Kim both with 1 completed fast track. The base shop completed 5 fast tracks. Contracted agents. You got Mark Hutchison, Rachel Midtune Hernandez. You got Janet Brush, all with 1 direct completed contract. Mercedes put in 2, and the base shop continuing to dominate, put in 6. We are going to dominate again this year. It's so cool to see the base shop being invited. My guys here in the office being invited on, for instance, at 4 o'clock today, they're getting on the Levin Tovich's call to teach recruiting, like the 2 other teams within our sphere, just trying to help the greater good. All right, traveling. We've got the thing that's coming up the fastest is National Convention, Dallas, Texas, January 24th through the 26th. You can come in Thursday. There will be estate planning training. I will be in Thursday as well. I've got multiple things I've got to get taken care of there. Then we got the next thing after that is my travel schedule. I'll be in Detroit February 10th and be in Oakland, California, February 11th. On the cusp of booking 2 more dates in February, so we'll get those out as soon as we get those confirmed. Just working to firm up a couple of things there. And then, of course, we're going to continue to pop a boot camp right in the middle of the 2 big events as we go throughout the year. That's going to be March 14th and 15th right here in Asheville, North Carolina. We actually break down the studio to do the event in here. And I'm telling you, last event was, the training was just fantastic. So go ahead and put that on your calendar. It is going to help put you ahead of the learning curve. Tickets are already live. National Convention. again, I just want to close on this on National Convention. It will put you 12 months ahead of the learning curve. Come to the National Convention in Dallas, Texas, and I mean this with all the good in my heart. The harder it is for you to get there, the better, because you'll get more out of it. You know what I'm saying? When it takes a lot out of us to get somewhere, we just get more out of it. The content's going to be amazing. My talk is all about persuasion. I'm going to talk about the elements that create fascination and how we can use those, how you can use those to be a better salesperson, a better recruiter, and a better builder. So we're going to draw those, connect all the dots for you. I'm really excited about that talk. Oh crap, I was supposed to bring more slides in for Adam. I'll have to send you pictures, Adam, of the new slides I got done this weekend. So what happens is, like, I'm the only agent that's allowed to have my own slides because Adam here in the office does such a good job with them, and they're so they're awesome looking slides. People always ask me, how do you do that? And I was like, I don't do that. What I do is I draw it out on a white sheet of paper and say, here's what I want, here's what the progression looks like. So I've got more. I meant to bring them in today, but I forgot. But that's going to be my talk. Belle Krause's talk I'm very excited about. She has become elite as a salesperson, elite in estate planning. She's going to walk, but wasn't always. She's going to walk you through how she started struggling selling final expense, what she learned to get better at selling final expense, then how it's the whole progression from beginner to elite. She's going to walk you through that whole progression. It's going to be amazing. I could keep going on all the talks. I'm telling you, National Convention, Dallas, Texas. If you haven't committed yet, just let this nudge you over the line. I'm telling you, it's going to put you way further ahead, and it's going to give you that boost in points you need for Thailand. There's going to be multiple contests throughout the year, heavily bent on recruiting for Thailand to get extra bonus points on top of the events. I'm just telling you, I am so excited about what we've got going in 2025 that I never wish time away, right? I mean, when you're a kid, you wish time away because you don't realize how valuable time is. You're like, God, I wish this school day would end, right? As an adult, you never wish time away. I don't wish time away, but God, I am so excited to see where we will be in December. I'm just telling you, this is going to be a magic year of magic movement. Multiple people are going to make massive moves, and I just can't wait to watch it all unfold. All right, so let me get to my content. Here's what I want to talk about: how to make 2025 the best year ever for you. And I thought it'd be good to do it right now on January 13th, because guess what? A whole bunch of people all over the country are getting ready to start giving up and giving in. They made all these promises to themselves back on January 1st. Now we're almost 2 weeks in, and guess what? It got hard. Guess what? Discouragement happened. Guess what? Life happened. Guess what? Busyness happened. Guess what? Bad influences happened. And as we approach the 2-week mark of 2025, people are about to give up on a whole bunch of things. Give up on the fitness routine that they committed to. Give up on the better eating routine they committed to. Give up on building the business they committed to. Give up on fill in the blank. Every January this happens. And so as I was kind of mapping out where I wanted to go with January's calls, I'm going 2 weeks in, we're going to do this call about how to make 2025 the best ever. Because we got the excitement, we got the fire. Here's what I know. Discouragement waits. Doubts wait. Disappointments wait. Discouraging people await. All those things await us in the future. We cannot stop that. But what we can do is plan for a better year ahead of time. Plan for it ahead of time. Because here's why most people end up disappointed after they make all these New Year's plans. They end up disappointed because they go back to attacking life exactly like they were attacking it before the commitment. Anytime you make a commitment to change, that brings with it an inherent need for further change, or you'll just get the same, right? What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting to get different results. That's what most folks do. That's what most folks do. That's why as we hit the 2-week mark of 2025, they're already getting ready to give in. They probably already hung a couple of clothes over top of the exercise bike or the treadmill. It's already got 2 golf shirts sitting on it. They're this close to just giving up and falling back into the way they've always done things. Let me tell you something. Deciding to make a change, that is the easiest thing on planet Earth to do. We get all people love to pat themselves on the back about I'm going to make all these changes. Decision making, I mean, that's like the easiest thing in the world to just go, I'm going to do this year. I'm going to do that this year. Where the magic happens is decision management, right? No, hey, no different than a marriage. Making the decision to marry someone, pretty simple. Managing that decision every day the rest of your life, that's where the work comes in. That's where the hard work comes in. But let me tell you, anything worth doing is going to have that hard work. Anything worth doing is going to have that hard work. If it doesn't require hard work, it's not worth having. Anything that comes easy is just really not that valuable. So I say all that to say this. I'm going to share with you over the next little bit here some key points that if you'll just act on them, act on them in full faith. We were joking around on the road last week. I was in Salt Lake City Monday, Dallas Tuesday, and Atlanta Wednesday, and Gina Hawks was doing the same road trip. And I had her do a training that she did here at the boot camp, because it was just fantastic. So I texted her, I was like, hey, before we hit the road next week, do you mind to do that training in every single city? Because that is what people need to hear. So we started joking around about, we were calling it that it's now a federal law that you have to do these auxiliary sales in every home. You have to. It's a federal law. You will go to prison if you don't do these. So we started joking around about that. So we just said federal prison every time. So here's the thing. Act like this stuff is a federal law, right? There's not a lot of stuff I'm scared of. Prison is definitely one of them. So if I pretend in my head it's a federal, I'm going to do it. So just do it like this. I'm just telling you, just do these things, and you will make 2025 the best year in the history of your family. All right. Point number 1. This is very important to remember moving forward. You can influence your results, but you can completely control your decisions. You can influence your results, but you can completely control your decisions. And the decisions that you make throughout the year is what's going to determine what you get out of the year. Now let's break that down a little bit. So you can influence the results. You're not, nor am I, completely in control of results. Why? Because results involve other people. So we can influence that, but we can't control that. We can 100% control the decisions we make. This one key point right here is why people give up and fall back into their old ways of doing things. They get focused on the thing that they cannot completely control. They get focused on the thing that is not 100% under their control. And then they get upset about the one thing that's not completely under their control. They allow that to discourage them, cause them to give up. But you can't completely control it. All you can do is influence it. Just like this call right now, I'm trying to get you to buy into this concept, right? I can't completely control that. I can try. I read persuasion books like a crazy person. But I can't completely control that. But what I can completely control is my decisions. Meaning, if nobody else buys into this concept, oh well, I am going to decide to buy into this concept. Make sense? You and me, we buy into this concept. That doesn't mean we're going to be able to get all of our team to buy into this concept. Why? Because we can only influence results, but we can completely control decisions. Now, here's the crazier part of the triangle I'm getting ready to tell you. People allow, this is low performers, not you and I, but low performers allow results to dictate decisions. Not only can we not completely control it, we can influence it, and we can get better at influencing it. Yeah, absolutely. Can you grow in your ability to influence results? Yeah. Pretty much every top producer was a terrible producer in the beginning. They grew in their ability to influence it. But what low performers do is they let this dictate the thing that they can completely control. They put the thing that they can merely influence in charge of the thing that they can completely control. So they get a couple of bad results, and then they give up. Recruiting just doesn't work. Recruiting just doesn't work. I beg to differ. It works. It works real nice. You should definitely do it. But they let that influence they let that control the decision, the thing you can't completely control. Now, has our staff here, have they gotten better at influencing when it comes to recruiting? Yes, they've got better influencing results. That's why the numbers are up. But even then, they still can't completely control it. So why in the world would we let something that we can't completely control dictate to us what we do with something that we can completely control? Why would we do that? That's insanity. Yet that's what low producers do. That's what low performers in life do. How about this? In a marriage, right? I can control completely what I decide to do. I decide to love Holly and to do everything I'm supposed to do, to make her feel loved and know that she's loved. I can't completely control her. So if I let that then go, well, then to heck with all this doing the right thing, she didn't even appreciate it. To heck with me doing the right thing. It's the same principle at play. Don't let something that you can merely influence dictate something you can completely control. So moving forward, we step into estate planning. We struggle. Okay, we'll get better at influencing it, but don't let this run what you can completely control. I'm going to get better at finding annuity money. Okay, you'll only be able to influence it a certain extent, and we're going to grow that level of influence, and you come to national convention, you'll learn to influence even more, but we still cannot completely control that, so don't let that dictate what you can completely control, which is to decide that no matter what, I am going to ask about safe money in every single home, every single time, no matter what, because we can completely control it. Does that make sense? It's a principle that low performers just don't get. They let the thing that they can't completely control dictate the thing that they can completely control, and that's why they make no progress in life. They constantly let results that aren't exactly what they wanted change their behavior. Makes no sense. Don't let that happen to you, all right? So thing number one we're sharing today, you can influence the results, but you can completely control your decisions, all right? Number two, and this is just a question that I operate with, and I'm encouraging you to operate with me in that. And you can substitute the word millionaire for just about anything important, right? If you're trying to build $1 million a year business, which should be what you should be trying, if you're building a business, by God, build a business. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to go through the disappointment, discouragements, frustrations, and things that are involved in building a business, then build a business worth building. Does that make sense? I'd like all the stress of owning a business, but I would like very low cash to come from it. No. You see what I'm saying? But you can substitute any word you want in there, right? Top producer, or whatever it is, right? An impactful spouse, whatever it is. All right, so here's a question. Is what I'm doing in this moment a millionaire moment? Is what I'm doing in this moment a top producer moment? People do things habitually that hold them back. So I almost went down a rabbit hole this morning. So I very quickly scanned through the news just to catch recent events, just so I know what's going on in the world, and then that's it. I have a time limit, I only do it, and that's it. Then I pick the news source that I feel is fairly neutral, and just scroll through it, just know what's going on in the world, that's it. I accidentally scrolled too far. On one of the stories, did y'all know that underneath most news stories, and you're probably like, yeah, of course I know that. Well, I didn't know that because I don't get to the I get to the bottom, I'm done, right? I don't know if it's every news story, but at least what I saw, at the end of the news story, there's space where people just start commenting on the news story, and they start lighting each other up, and they start saying the dumbest things, and I'm just like, that is not something millionaires do. Millionaires do not spend their times on message boards like this. I was like, I'll bet the farm is nobody commenting on that is doing anything impactful in life. Part of it is you can tell by the dumb things people say, and they're lighting each other up. It's like, you don't even know this person. So I almost went down the rabbit hole, but it was just for comedy. I was just laughing my butt off going, these people are crazy. This is what they're doing with their life. I'm sorry. I'm still laughing about it. It was so dumb. I will be heard. Let's just laugh. I told you I almost went down a rabbit hole. I just couldn't stop laughing. It was just hilarious. And maybe you already knew that you could comment on news stories, but I did not. I just really don't take in that much news because it's just typically 100% negativity and 100% problematic format. But you do kind of got to know what's going on in the world. So I have a time limit, and I violated my own time limit today because I couldn't stop laughing at the people. All right, I'm going down the rabbit hole again. I need to get it focused because what I'm doing right now is not a millionaire moment. Whew, all right, get focused. So is what I'm doing right now a millionaire moment? There's stuff like that all throughout our days that we can do that it's not getting us towards any closer to the things we want in life, right? Is what I'm doing now an impactful husband moment? Playing hours of video games online with buddies. Is that an impactful husband moment? Nope. I'm not saying you don't need recreation, but I am saying you got to think about what I'm doing with my time is what I'm doing with my life. What I'm doing with my time is what I'm doing with my life. So God help all those people commenting on all the news stories out there. They're not living a life worth examining, unfortunately. But here's what I know. I'm going to, in 2025, do more millionaire moments. I'm in 2025 going to do more impactful leader moments. I'm going to be aware of that, and I'm going to be focused on that. Now, here's what that will cause you to do. I'm going to give you 4 things. When you're thinking about that and you reflect back, what have I purposely dropped? When you start thinking through this lens of, I'm going to live millionaire moments, I'm going to live impactful leadership moments, I'm going to live impactful spouse moments. When you start looking at life through that lens, you are going to need to drop stuff. So what have I purposefully dropped? This is important. If you want to live a happy life, you have to purposefully drop things. People that don't live happy lives, they accidentally drop things. Because anytime you pick up something new, you're going to drop something. You only have so much cognitive power. You only have so much time. You only have so much emotional strength. So when you pick up something new, you are going to drop something down. Impactful people, high performers, are very purposeful about what they drop. So what have I purposely dropped? Now, on the flip side, what have I picked up? What have I picked up? Is it worth picking up? Is it worth picking up? Is it going to get me closer to the things I want in life? What did I drop? Did I drop stuff on purpose? Okay. Ooh, I didn't mean to drop that. That was an accident. I shouldn't have dropped my reading. That was bad. That was dumb. All right. Let me pick that back up now. So I'm going to drop something else. I'm going to drop social media scrolling. I'm not going to scroll a single social media thing this year. Cool. Does that make sense? That's what you're doing. I'm going to pick up riding the Peloton every day. So, ergo, I'm going to have to drop watching SportsCenter in my drawers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're making a deal. Now, the next 2 questions are, what do I need to drop next? What do I need to pick up next? So what am I going to purposely drop? What am I going to purposely pick up? What do I need to drop next? What do I need to pick up next? To keep me moving towards more of my minutes being millionaire minutes, being impactful leadership minutes, being impactful spouse minutes, more of my minutes counting. Does that make sense? So it's a focus I'm going to carry with me throughout the year. I encourage you, carry it with you. Bring it on. And when you think about things you're going to drop, I'll give you 3 P's. People, priorities, preoccupations. When you're examining what you're doing with your time, your minutes, who are you spending it with? What priorities are you running on? What preoccupations are draining you? Having an impactful life is spending your time around impactful people. People that lift you up so that you can lift others up. Who are those people? Who are those people? People that lift you up so that you can help lift others up. In order to spend time with those people, you're going to have to put down some of the people that just drain you or bring 0 value or just take from you, right? So pick up, put down, make sense? Priorities. Everybody thinks they have priorities. Here's where our priorities live, in our calendar. What we spend our money on and what we do with our time. That's our true priorities in life. When we look at it through that lens, we're more likely to go, ooh, why is that a priority for me? I'm going to drop that so I can pick up a more important priority. But just know your calendar, it has the keys to telling the truth about my priorities and about your priorities. where we spend our time, where we spend our money. And you know this because you've been on sales before, right? Where they say, I want to take care of, her, and when I, want to pass, I want to make sure I take care of her. But then he'll only spend $40 on some rinky-dink policy. Meanwhile, he smokes 2 packs a day, drinks a case of beer a week, buys lottery tickets. Because it makes sense. Have all of the streaming services, right? So they're spending all this money over here. Hate to tell you, those things are a bigger priority than her, because that's where your money's going, brother. Same thing with time. I'm all about, faith, family, business, or whatever you want to list them as. Okay, then let's look at our hours and see, are we truly living that? What most people and I'm not talking about you and me, I'm talking about low performers. Most people's number one priority is selfish interests, because that's where all their time goes, or the bulk of their time. If you look at the calendar, you go, woo, their priority number one is selfish interests. It's like, that's not true. I'm all about faith, family, business. Okay, but here's the problem. Is time, does that make sense? So is the moment I'm living a moment is it an impactful moment that's getting me where I'm trying to get this year? Does that make sense? All right, number 3, ask more questions, make less statements. If you want to move ahead in 2025, you and me both have to ask more questions, make less statements. Statements, there's 3 levels of thought process. The lowest level of thought process is statement. People that only talk in statements, constantly talking statements. Go down to the local Walmart and you'll hear all people just statement. I hate this. I like that. They're stupid. I don't want that. I don't like that. Statement. Now, the next level up in a more enlightened thought process is questions. When we're asking questions, we're entering a more enlightened plane of thought. The highest level of thinking is when you ask and think in great questions. So that's what you and me got to work on this year. We got to get away from statement-driven behavior and move towards great questions. Here's the thing, and I get these all the time, so this is not you. If somebody's like, I think that's me. I get these all the time. I get these rants about what's not working, this isn't working, these leads suck, this city sucks, this product sucks, that sucks, this is terrible, this ain't working, that ain't working. And I'm just like, ask a question, bro. Like, all of this is not helpful. And you say, but I read you should identify the problem. Okay, identify the problem, but then start asking questions. Rants don't solve anything. Rants exacerbate the situation because it makes the problem look bigger than it actually is. It's very, psychological principle, and you know this, and I know this. What we focus on grows. So when we go ranting about everything, this, that, and the other, and this person's not helping me, and I don't like this, and these leads suck, and this stinks, and that doesn't work, and this and that, and all we're doing is making the problem worse. We're making it seem bigger than it is, and we're not solving it. Let me tell you something. Solutions make things better. Solutions come from questions. So instead of these leads suck, or this sucks, or that sucks, what am I not doing that the people on the leaderboards are doing? What am I not doing that the people that are on the top 5 paychecks every week, what am I not doing that they're doing? What am I doing instead? Where am I messing up the process? See, now we can get to solutions. Does that make sense? So for you and me in 2025, let's work on this together. You can police me and I'll help police you. Less statements, more questions. All right, number 4, harvest the disappointments, letdowns, and frustrations of 2024. Harvest the disappointments, letdowns, and frustrations of 2024. Because here's what I don't want you to do. Carry them with you. I already heard this week on the road. Well, I missed the trip. I missed the Cabo trip. And it's like, okay, cool. We can't undo that. But what we can do is harvest it. See, if you just talk about it and carry it around, you're setting yourself up for failure in 20. And I was trying to get this through to this person, like, bro, okay, now what? Okay, yeah, you goofed up, you blew it. Okay, now what? We got to harvest something good from it and get rid of it so we don't keep carrying it around. Last thing I want to do is see at the spring event being like, yeah, well, I didn't make Cabo. You just carrying a little disappointment around. Yeah, still got the little fella. I just, I missed Cabo. I didn't work hard enough. I just, carrying it around. No. Harvest what you can out of it and then get rid of it. The disappointments, the letdowns, the frustrations of 2024, stop carrying those with you. Here's how you harvest it. Learn the lesson, let go the lament. Learn the lesson, let go the lament. Once you learn the lesson, then let go of it because it can no longer serve you. Once you've mined the gold, which is the lesson, then let go of it. Let go of it. Stop carrying around. There's nothing more to get out of it. I mean, you would be a crazy person if you walked around with pockets full of empty banana peels. Why do we not carry the banana peels around with us? Because we already got all the stuff we're getting out of it. That's why we threw it away. But if we keep carrying all the letdowns, frustrations, and disappointments of 2024 with us, we're like a crazy person carrying around a bunch of empty banana peels. Yeah, I took the banana out of that one about 6 months ago. And, so this one's about 2 years old. What are you doing? Why can't I bunch of garbage with you? Once you've harvested the lesson, it's nothing but useless garbage. Let it go. Let it go. Because you can't, we're going back to the previous point, you can't carry that and carry something worth carrying because you can't have both. So this ties into that point as well. All right, number 5, and I know I'm running a minute over here. We're going to get done. We're going to get through this. I got distracted thinking about the commenting on the news stories. I was like, whoa. It's almost like this can't be real. People don't really behave like this. Surely not. Maybe I'm a little too insulated in my world of reading helpful stuff. Number 5, what parts of my character need reinforcement? Now, this is always a tricky one. We tend to think my character is squared away. Well, here's the truth. Your character, like my character, is in flux. It's on a spectrum. No one's character is fixed. Influences move our character one way or the other. So when we look back at 2024, that's why each of these kind of builds on the other. When we do the number 4 thing, we let go of the lament. What parts of my character need reinforcement? What parts? Because character is key. Let me tell you something. This is massive. Just remember this. Write this down. Type it down. Remember this. Competence comes through character. Competence comes through character. Because if you have high character, you're not a quitter or a crybaby or someone that just throws himself around when things don't go their way. People of character don't do that. That's one of the reasons I talk about Mercedes all the time. So inspired by the way she handled things when her husband got sick and she needed to learn how to sell in English. To me, that's competence coming through character. Because character says, this is what I got to do. Now, don't get me wrong. We're all going to throw ourselves a pity party a time or two, but character doesn't allow us to stay in a pity party. And so her character, because she had strength of character, she became competent. She became highly competent at selling in English. Does that make sense? Like, you got to learn her whole story. Come to National Convention. I'll introduce you to her inspiring person. But it wasn't a fluke. It was strength of character is how she got to competence. That's how it works. Competence comes through character. All right. Hey, character doesn't procrastinate. People say, I have strength of character. Okay, but you got 8 things you put off doing. So that's a character weakness. And again, we're reading this book in the staff meeting. I think you should read it too. It's about whether you think you are a finished product or a work in progress. If you're a work in progress, you don't get your feelings hurt about character flaws. You go, okay, let's fix it. Let's fix it. We don't spend time in denial. Let's fix it. Let's fix it. So where does my character need reinforcement in 2025? Because when we look at the letdowns, frustrations, the ones that are our fault, there's typically in that a seed of a character flaw that we can find and fix. All right, last one. This is the exciting thing. What does my destination postcard look like? Okay, this is what you and I need these things to move through the discouragements, the frustrations, the things that happen, the unfair crap, right? The unfair things that happen. When one of my buddies had something really unfair happen to him this week, and he's been on my heart. That's patently unfair. But hey, welcome to this world. I just hate it for him. It's a patently unfair. We're going to have those things happen. What we need is a destination postcard to go to in those moments. The destination postcard is what it looks like on the other side. The destination postcard is what it looks like when in 2025 we look at our bank account and we have cash flowed 700, 800, 900,000. or we have gone from this year, we cash flowed 82,000, and come January, we've cash flowed 274,000, and we won Thailand. And what does that feel like? And what does it look like to get your itinerary? And what does it look like to then be in Thailand on the beach with us? The beaches there it would blow your mind. Me and Holly are just insanely excited about going to Phi Phi Island. It's where they filmed the James Bond, The Man with Golden Gun. Like, she's a huge James Bond fan, Holly. So it's like that's stuff I'm gonna think about when I'm on a plane and I'm flying and I'm tired. That's what I'm gonna think about when someone gives up on themselves and it makes my heart hurt. That's what I'm gonna think about when, I have a big policy that cancels or something like that happens. Does it make sense? What's that destination postcard look like? And throughout the year, keep refining it. Keep refining it. It's like a little mental vacation you can go to remind you what it's going to be like. Keep refining it. Get it clearer and clearer and clearer. All right, guys, Holly and I love you. We want you to win more than you can possibly understand. I need you to come to Dallas. I need you to come to Dallas, Texas. I need you to come to Dallas, Texas with us. I'm just telling you. I need you to. It's going to be that impactful. It is going to be insanely impactful. If you're married or in a committed relationship, get that person there with you. You need their eyes and ears hearing and seeing the same stuff, because that gives you the magic of the third brain, which is when two people experience the same event and then they compare notes. You create a set of thoughts and observations that you never would have had otherwise. That's why I have Holly there with me. I believe, that's why Tinsley's going to be there with us. I'm just telling you, like, get that. I'm just telling you. So I need you to do that. I'm just telling you, it will be a massive, massive payoff. But let's get out. Let's get after it. I'm sorry I ran a few minutes over. That was my fault. I got distracted laughing. I'm still laughing inside about that. The whole world that I did not know existed out there. But guys, let's get after it. Let's get out. We have got the momentum. We worked our tails off fourth quarter to create it. Let's get out. Let's grab it and growl, guys. Let's get out. Hammer down.